Welcome to another episode of Sick of Being Lonely. Are you sick of being lonely? If so, then visit www.sickofbeinglonely.com. Today's topic: the Roman siege tactics that women implement to dominate a relationship. Let me repeat for the people in the back. The Roman siege tactics that women implement to dominate men in a relationship. Now, I don't know how many historians we have listening to the podcast, but they would tell you that the Romans were experts and masters in siege warfare. Maybe saying, what's a siege? A siege is when you surround the property of your target, cutting off all outside resources coming in, commerce, cutting off communication with allies, friends, anyone that could possibly aid you in said siege. By cutting off your supply lines. So now you're weakened. All the while bombarding you with projectiles. Some sieges lasted for months. And typically the people being held up would run out of food. Disease would be rampant. In some rare cases, extreme cases, cannibalism became prevalent. And you may say to yourself, wow, this is serious. Because you may be under siege. Women typically will show their Roman siege tactics in several forms. They will want to limit or reduce your time with family and friends. They would look to reduce or limit or eliminate the time you have with family and friends. This can be done by moving far away from family and friends. Why is she doing this? Because she doesn't want outside influences inside of the relationship. She wants to be the only one influencing. That's the main goal. So you'll be driving an hour and a half to work every day, back and forth. Well, she'll have a job right around the corner or something like that. If you want to see your family, it'll be another hour to go and see them. And if you want her to go along, she'll say, nah, I don't want to go. I'm tired from work or something like that. Right? And you'll go, then you'll stop going as much. Because it's not the whole, hey, we're here type of thing. It's just you going by your families or your friends' homes. And if you do it too much, she'll start to complain or call you and harass you and ask you when you're coming home or ask you to perform some task or chore while you're out, limiting your time with your family and friends. She may also try to manipulate your finances by arranging spontaneous date nights A woman knows how much money you make. So she knows how much money she can get from the money you make. At least a good idea, or well enough to where she can then create certain things and bounce them off of you to see how you feel about it. Like date night, I was planning on going out with the guys, and then what you're doing by doing that is she's gonna say you rather go out with them or me kind of scenario. So now you're on a date night spending double the money that you would have spent just hanging out with the fellas. And if this happens enough, your friends will start to say, oh, we rarely see you, not around like that, or stop inviting you out to events altogether. Because they figure you're not going to show up. If you do show up, you'll be on your phone arguing or explaining yourself for an hour, which will disturb the environment. So there's no real reason to invite you anymore. And you'll say no big deal, right? You can have fun with your lady. But once you're like that, she may start going out with her friends. Maybe she'll invite you to tag along, in which you'd have a horrible time. You say, I don't really want to do that. She knows that. So then she says, okay, I'll be back in a few hours. Now the whole dynamic has switched. She's going out, hanging out, doing what she wants. You're at home being GPS tracked with nowhere to go, even if you could go somewhere. But you've lost all desire to go anywhere because you've been conditioned based on the siege tactics utilized against you. You're in a surrender posture. You're ready to surrender. However, the woman, if you continue to remain in that dormant, docile state, she will lose all respect for you. And she probably already has. That's why she's going out with her quote unquote friends to look for other suitors, male suitors. Because she's already destroyed you. Does that kind of make sense? So moving forward, anyone in that position should really evaluate how much time they have on a personal level to endure these siege tactics. And what the risks are of surrendering to this woman. What do you think you'll gain by surrendering to that woman? Do you think she will respect you? You'll gain respect? Do you think you'll gain admiration? Do you think you'll gain her praise? Do you think she'll be more physically attracted to you? The answer is none of the above. She will grow to resent you and start looking at you as less of a man. The term that we use in today's society as it applies to females utilizing the Roman war siege tactics is manipulation. Manipulation is the mental and physical version of the Roman war siege tactic. And if you remain in a manipulative state for more then you can mentally or physically absorb it, you run the risk of being destroyed. Much like that target of the siege. This was a very, very effective tactic that the Romans utilized. And the women are using a condensed format of it against men inside of their relationships. If he wants food, she can stop cooking. If she provides meals, she can just stop providing meals. Wouldn't that affect his health? Wouldn't it affect his mental stability? If she's tending to the home, washing his clothes, and she just stops, could that possibly affect his mental stability? Now he's working long hours and doing these household duties as well. And he's wondering why she's not doing these things anymore, which would take away from him concentrating on his earnings and providing a stable and safe living environment for the family unit. So when dealing with the modern day woman, you must first identify, is she a member or does she utilize the tactics of ancient Romans in warfare? Because if she does, you may not want to engage with that female and be subject to said siege. Okay, guys, that concludes this episode of Sick of Being Lonely. Are you sick of being lonely? If so, please visit www.sickofbeinglonely.com. We can help. Standard rates may apply.